course. We are now live. You've been live already for a while.
About 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okie dokie, let's get something painted. And hopefully master this technique a little bit more. I was going to say a nice coffee in the morning and realising, it's about half 12.
Yeah, it's morning somewhere.
Yeah, it must be. Purple. Dark purple. That's a really good white, that, or cream. Excellent highlight, the mauve white. Alright, and some bright blue. Bum, bum, bum. Again, here we are with the loaded brush technique. If I can remember how it's done properly. I mean, I've had the weekend off. First things first, let's figure out where I left things off. Would be nice to do a time challenge eventually, with the stopwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Just set out a little timetable and see how fast I can get an entire model done with this style. Just breaking it down bit by bit.
Yeah.
But like, right, I'll try and get the boots done in this amount of time and push through on that.
That could work.
I might actually get something finished as well. Bit of white, and a lot of that pink. Blend out a little bit into the blue. And then dark purple into the recess. That might be a bit much. That's much more pronounced than it was before. Then I've just got to blend that into the blues. Nearly did what I usually do. Forget that I have to wait a little bit of time for that to set before putting the next colour on.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've done that and then just pulled off a nice blended layer and left a big dip.
That's definitely something you have to do with the non-metallics as well.
I'm patient.
You have to give your sections a moment to dry before you put the next colour on.
Yeah. I should have a crack at the non-metallic once I'm comfortable that I've mastered this enough to not forget it.
I think it'll lend itself quite naturally to a loaded brush.
Yeah, probably, yeah, because it has some very similar techniques with the blends.
Yeah. It's all about contrast. You want extreme dark next to extreme light.
Yeah, it would blend pretty well, but we just feather those in on the corner. Sorry, not the colour. You know.
I know what you mean.
Viewers won't know what I mean, but it took you years to learn how to translate. Well, that's like my English.
England. The technique.
Right, so bit of water on this side. Trying to figure out where I want the highlight and what colour I want things to be. Dark purple and a little bit of blue. And then a little bit of blue and white.
Probably going to need to pop into B&M's on way home today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some storage boxes what are really, really good for my hobby. I want to tidy my shit up.
Yeah.
And apparently B&M's a good place to pick them up. So B&M in town shuts about 8 o'clock tonight.
Not 100% on that one, mate.
Quick Google check. Tell me. Well, I dare say it's around about then because it's building on its own, isn't it?
Yeah. It's also right next to the train station, so there's always people coming and going.
Yeah.
How's that looking? Hopefully the camera's in focus. It's a bit more blue than I would have hoped. Wait for it to dry, blend in some more pink, I guess. There's a definite problem with this style of painting. You're blending the paint on the model, so if you mix up your paints in your wet palette, or you just apply the wrong paint to your wet palette, you drastically change all your colour transitions.
Yeah. That sounds frustrating.
It is, to be honest. See, I have no idea how I got the this loincloth colour going on. I could always just paint over it with a fresh set of colour. It's not a drama. As I'm just working on the techniques. A little bit of pink and a little bit of white. Been seeing a lot of really good paint jobs for the Lion recently.
Yeah, well, Golden Demons next week, innit?
Yeah, I've been seeing some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Is it next week already?
Yeah. My mate sent me in a Spartan.
Nice.
A freehand all over it.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I hope he does well.
It'd be nice to get back into competitions again.
It did cross my mind to get one of my mates who's going up to enter my Night Lord Abbey.
Yeah.
Just one spec, see how we do.
Yeah, just check if your game's on point.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I decided against it.
Any particular reason?
Couldn't be asked.
That's a pretty good reason. I think it's the reason I don't do most things.
Yeah. Like, meh. I think it was just vanity making me want to do it.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with trying to get some more wins on there, mate.
There's stuff I want to do to him yet anyway.
Yeah. I've got some projects in mind for next year. Whether I get around to doing them or not.
I would like to enter again, but there needs to be something what comes out in plenty of time and inspires me. You know what I
really
mean?
inspires you, like, yeah. That project that makes you want to paint it super well.
Yeah. So I'd like, you know, the new land speeders.
I think I've seen them, yeah.
Yeah, the Primaris size land speeders.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do one of them up.
You mean the repulsor grav tank looking thing?
No,
Because that looked crap.
there's a land speeder that's got like loads of big ass guns on it.
It's got engines on the side and everything, like the old
It's like
Raven Wing ones.
a bit like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I fancied doing one of them up, like in Legion of Damned colours.
Nice.
Because I think it just looked fly as hell.
You were getting really good with the Legion of Damned theme as well.
Yeah, I do need to get back onto that at some point. That's a nice little project.
Yeah, the technique you were using for flames looked pretty interesting. You were getting really nice results with that.
Yeah, I wanna get back on that. I'm not sure what to pick up for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Messed it up again because I forgot to add extra water to the.
That's the surface you're working on.
Yep. So now it's come out all patchy, which is not good when you're trying to do Nurgle skin, unless you're trying to paint in textured bits. Could try and wriggle my way out of it and just make out I did it deliberately, and then put loads of speckles on the skin. Delete the live stream evidence.
There is no evidence. There is no live stream. May as well not be on this channel.
Yeah. It takes ages to get the one on Twitch up. It's on Twitch, but I think you got 4 the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4 wasn't bad at all. It's just getting consistent numbers. As we slowly build up a very small community.
One of these days I'm going to enter one of the monthly competitions at Donny.
Yeah. Is it just random models that they select?
Yeah, they'll pick a model. Oh, sorry, they'll pick a category, and then say, right, pick up a model, paint it by this date. Actually, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I entered one of those once.
I'm going to text Grant at the shop, find out what next month's is. So I've got plenty of time to actually pop in.
That makes sense. A little bit of dark purple in that recess. I hope that camera picks it up. Then a little bit of blue.
Oh, that's ballsy. An old mate of mine's doing 100-mile run for charity.
I was about to ask, why is he doing 100? You answered the question already.
Yeah.
For charity.
Well, oh yeah. But it's in full body armour with ballistic plates.
Oh mate, what?
Yeah.
That sounds like it'd be no fun.
It does sound decidedly unfun.
Mucked it up again. I should just let that dry a second before mucking around with it anymore. Yeah. Didn't spread that properly. Didn't think about the application, just something I just constantly have to do with this style. I suppose there's plenty of space on his back to work while I wait for that to dry. Trying to decipher whether this is a fold of flab or a leather strap. It can be very difficult to tell with Nurgle models. Might be nice to get some of that arm done actually, and then move on to some other bits. Start bring out the shape. I think it was Thursday we were mucking around doing the same techniques for the blade. Just put a nice layer of water on there first. So we're going to want dark purple at the bottom. Get a little bit of pink in there.
Been looking at Bretonian stuff on Etsy again.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Fancy painting something a little different.
It's where you got the hoplites from, isn't it?
No, the Pegasus is nice.
Ah. Oh, the Pegasus. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out the ones you were doing checkers with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually came out really well on video.
They're nice figures, especially considering they're 3D printed.
3D printing's just taking off now, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Where we went wrong, we got the wrong type of printer.
For what we wanted, yeah.
We need a resin printer.
For the detail work.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was cheap.
It was very cheap. I am considering picking an actual resin printer up, but I'll need a couple of tutorials off some of my mates who've already got printers to teach me how to use it.
And if that's the case, mate, and I can figure out how to make STL files to send, I can figure out the 3D programming.
Yeah.
Instead of sculpting, I can just sculpt using the program, which is a lot easier. Unlike rib leg, I can't just click undo and attach other stuff back to it.
So, whoops, shaved too much off that.
And now I've got to rebuild it up. It's like not with the program, just boom, undo.
Fucking rib leg.
The power of the undo button.
Fuck rib leg.
Oh man. It was a lesson, really. It's a lesson in disguise.
What it was teaching us, fuck knows.
And get paid first.
At least a deposit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just coming up alright for everybody. I might have to zoom that camera in a little bit.
You got anyone watching a minute?
Current viewers, I got one person watching. Bit quiet today. Day is it? Monday?
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a vibrant colour now. Definitely adds something to the model though. So what I want to do with these highlights would be to not make them any brighter in the centre, but make them paler.
Have we finally got the World Eater Combat Patrol available now?
Oh yeah? After how long?
About 8 years. Yeah, got on pre-order this weekend.
Yeah. I was looking at some combat patrols the other day.
But not bad actually.
I might end up picking myself one up just to try some stuff. You know, see how quick I can get them painted, because I am interested in pushing my painting to be quicker and more efficient and still have a nice finish.
Yeah.
Games Workshop style, though, you don't really have a choice of speeding it up much without just missing out colours. So.
Yeah.
That blended in pretty well. A little bit of pink. So easy to muck this up.
I'm having a right, headache all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was looking at my cabinet. Thinking, looking at them leading the dams as it was. I'm like, there's one missing. I'm sure I had a captain there, you know, what that dude with shield, skeleton on his shield. I'm like, where the bloody hell is he? And then about 4 hours later, it dawned on me. It's in my boot.
It's in your boot.
Yeah, I was using him as a master of executions for a little while.
Ah, I thought you meant like your boot as in your shoe. There's a marine in my boot.
It's like we're using it as my executions whilst sort myself one out.
Yeah.
So I used to use Sevatal, but it keep breaking. Because shitty resin, innit?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, for crying out loud, yeah, that's where he is. He's in my nightload kit.
Just stashed away somewhere.
Yeah, lurking, hanging out with my fist on them, the boys.
I don't want to know what they get up to.
It's not going to be fun for the victims.
I mean, if there was any Space Marine in your boot, it'd probably be Alfarius.
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing there? I'm Alfarius.
I'm not even here.
Fair enough, mate. Whatever.
I had a weird dream the other day that borrowers were actually real.
It could be.
Today. Yeah, I know, but in my dream I remember being specific. I knew you was a real. You made me think of that with your missing model.
Yeah.
Because sometimes things do just go completely you know you left it there.
That's where the
other
borrowers
day,
come from.
And borrowers have had off with it because you're like, I know I left it there. There's no reason for it to be missing.
Yeah, the wife hasn't moved it.
But it just disappeared.
It's just not there anymore. Yeah. They could be real. No one's seen them. And survived.
That's part of their entire culture, isn't it?
Yeah, no one.
Oh, and survived. I like how you added that one in.
There's so many unexplained deaths.
You got a random viewer on there.
Yeah, me.
Oh, is it just you? You watching you?
Yeah, watching me. I've got.
Oh, you just reminded me of 30 things you can do. I mean, 30 things you can do with a slug. Yeah. It's this weird book. It's like, well, you can look at the slug. You can look at the slug looking at you. You can look at the slug looking at you, looking at the slug.
And so on and so on.
And so on. So like, there's infinite things you can do with a slug. They're just
Provided
very similar here. You can not look at the slug, that's one.
Yeah, whilst it's looking at you.
You can make a maze out of salt. See if it can escape.
If two vegans disagree, who's right?
That's a tough one. Probably the most hardcore vegan, like that one from American Dad or Family Guy.
Oh, one
the
with
level 5 vegan is like, I don't even cast a shadow.
Yeah, I don't eat anything. Cast a shadows on what? I exist purely on mind beams and sunlight.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah. Whatever, mate. Whatever. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick up one of them land speeders. Get a price in it.
Yeah.
Now I can get one at 15 quid cheaper. So I've got a gift voucher.
Yeah, Composite have got Lehman Russes in now.
Now you don't need one.
Yeah, no, I don't need one.
Got AMS workshop.
A Gamza workshop.
Yeah. 40k. So, as I was saying earlier about being a bit of a roby morning, so I don't mind talking about it on stream, you know, not like millions of viewers. Yeah, so Sarah's been having a lot of headaches, proper full-on migraines, like daily.
Yeah.
And she's also been having some weird sort of memory lapses.
Okay.
It's like, but it's at very specific times at night. You know what I mean? When she's really tired and half asleep. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
She's been having full-on munchies for stuff what she doesn't normally eat.
Right.
So it's obviously that's been concerning her somewhat. And so she did this memory test on her, like, you know, going through months, a year backwards and that sort of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Apparently she got it wrong, so he's testing her for Alzheimer's.
Ooh.
Yeah. She also thinks he might be diabetic, which that's nothing, and blood pressures will be up.
That would explain the headaches.
Yeah. £45. What's the combat patrol? Nothing what is relevant. Impulses, submarines, meh. Boring. So yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think it is Alzheimer's.
Well, let's hope it's not.
Because memory problems can be caused by
Lots of things.
Well, she suffers with chronic fatigue anyway, and you've seen the amount of stress she's been under for the last forever.
Yeah.
And these can cause
stress-related issues and high blood pressure.
Yeah, and also the timing of memory lapses. You know what I mean? It's when she's off. It's when she's just on her way to bed or something.
Okay.
So, you know, at that point, that's also fatigue as well.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I'm concerned, but not over the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got like upset with me in car. It's like, don't leave me and all that lot. I'm like, don't worry about it. I ain't.
She's just worried.
Yeah. She never catches a break, that lass.
It's true that. It's true. Some people don't, and if reincarnations is a thing, you got to think to yourself, what the fuck did you do last time round?
Yeah. So, knowing her luck, she'll come back as herself.
At least it's familiar.
Yeah.
There's a plus to it.
Oh, great! I get another 80 years of constantly getting ill with random shit.
That really does suck. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the opposite, mate. I'm barely ever ill.
I'm saying.
Mentally, maybe. You know, I mean, sometimes I spin off, but like physically, I'm usually, unless it's self-inflicted.
Usually all right.
Yeah. Even when it's self-inflicted, it ain't that bad.
Well, I'm saying it's like I've got that bit of a throat problem at a minute, which is backlash from last week.
I'm sure there was definitely room for a gay joke there.
Probably.
But continue.
There's a time and a place there.
Yeah. The time and a place, and apparently it's around back of that pub.
Yep. So it's probably just backlash of me being ill last week. But I don't get ill. Very rare.
Not very often. It's weird. Some people get ill this time of year. It's like known as the
Weather change.
The weather change. Yeah, the spring summer cold.
Yeah.
Or flu even. I'm definitely not paying attention to what I'm doing anymore.
Well, that's good. That means that you're finding a natural flow for it.
You know what, mate? That might be right.
Of course it is. It's something I said. It's inherently right.
I think you're pronouncing wrong.
I knew I got mixed up somewhere.
We all mixed up. I don't know, I could end up rushing this technique and then ruining it, but colour-wise, everything looks a lot more defined. I was looking from your angle. It's like tabletop at the moment, where you're stood, I think. It's not long distance on tabletop, but
I can see all the detail, mate, yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm going for, really bring out those shapes individually, because the Games Workshop colour scheme sort of makes you focus as the model as a whole, not the individual parts on it. And I think maybe doing all the individual parts, I don't know, I'm trying to explain, I mean, brain's running away with like 50 different conversations now. Yeah,
I'm impressed because it normally struggles with one.
Yeah, I know. It struggles with one because it's trying to say like a million things at once. Yeah, less work but more detail per bit of model, if that makes sense, rather than just Games Workshop's like just do all of this colour.
Yeah, less effort, more quality. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I think so. It's really what everyone wants in any job or
yeah, but want to do the same quality or better,
but with less work.
Yeah.
I do think I'm slowly getting the knack of this.
I think you're doing a damn good job on it, mate.
Technique first, and then time saving will come later.
Yeah.
I was always jealous of that style as well, though, which is one of the things that's been pushing me forward with it. Give it a bunch more months of learning this technique, and I think it might actually start surpassing my old work.
I think you're on the same level already, mate.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, once it starts surpassing, I've got a reason to start digging out some of Warg Decay and actually start painting it for fun. Knowing that I've got the standard that I'm happy with, enough for an entire army. The minimum I can do is build up some ogres or finish off me Death Dread or something, because the Death Dread was easy. Say ogres, I meant knobs, but technically they are ogres.
They're based on ogres.
Yeah, I scaled everything up.
Of course, reasons.
I just think it looks cooler.
I don't know, I think the new old boys were a nice scale.
I haven't got a problem with those actually. It was me just trying to make the knobs, because I basically ran a knob heavy army, trying to make those look
a bit more impressive.
Yeah, and different. And the first thing to do with that conversion was, can I get a Plague Bearer's stomach to attach to the knob at the front? You can, but the shape of it doesn't quite work right, because the old knobs were extremely square and blocky.
And no one wants an old knob.
No one wants an old knob. No, I want to send Lashley to town for that. I was like, yeah. I'm like, can you go Games Workshop and get a bunch of knobs for me? And she was refusing to go because she thought I was winding her up.
Well, yeah, it is you.
Could have been a wind up.
I mean, I have told St. Dylan's to shop for a long stand before.
I was going to say that one, yeah, long stand.
Which amused me greatly.
Yeah, you keep it right next to the checkered paint, don't you?
Yeah.
So, we're getting some more definition on this now.
They had a match on Sunday, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They play well.
Played really well, mate. They deserved to win. 1-1 draw. This was a team that beat them beginning of the season 7-1.
No, they're bringing it back then.
They've really turned it around. Dillon had an absolute screamer of a game.
Yeah.
They've moved him to left back rather than centre this week, and he played out of his skin.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, really good result. Like I say, this team beat him 7-1 or something like that.
Mm.
And we played them off at par, mate, this week.
Yeah, and just got the draw.
They were unlucky. They scored first because Dylan's keeper didn't come out football like he should have done. Dylan had his back to player.
Mm.
Yeah, he had two players behind him who were shielding ball. There's two players and he's doing a good job of keeping them both off the ball, but the keeper didn't come out for it.
Yeah.
Which he should have done. So Matt caused a goal, and his mate Lincoln, he was fishing for a goal all game.
Yeah.
He finally got one about 10 minutes into the second half. And I tell you what, mate, they really performed well. It was a really good game.
They seem proper passionate about the football, like them lads.
Yeah, they are. They're really into it.
Just drifting off camera a little bit there.
But Dylan's mate's man was saying the dad loves watching Dylan play because the way he reads the game, he's never known a lad, especially at his age, he's only like 13. It's just the way he reads the game, it's as if he knows what's coming.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's got a really good mind for it.
Right, how am I going to do this mouth properly? It's going to be very awkward due to the fact, my microphone's picking that up, due to the fact that there's so much water on such a small area now.
Yeah.
That controlling the pigment, it's obviously going to be a lot more difficult. Because pigment in a watery surface is going to fall to its
just
lowest point.
Yeah, it's going to go path of least resistance, isn't it? Which is usually somewhere through centre of France.
Oh yes. Right. A bit of blue, a bit of white. Saw some nice paint schemes. I was just mucking around on Instagram yesterday, just looking at random stuff. I thought the guy was using what appeared to be a scale 75 paint, but it wasn't. It was AK Interactive paints, you know, like the translucent ones.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Grey Stuff World ones are apparently quite good as well. They're not translucent. They have a colour shift.
Yeah, I can't remember which ones these were, but they definitely look like they'd be a lot of fun to play with.
But for translucent paints, I mean, obviously GW contrasts are okay. Actually, they're pretty good. But you were saying the Vallejo ones are just amazing. Is it a speed paint range?
I think so, yeah. It was
Or was that Army Paint a speed paint? And the Vallejo have got another one which is basically the same idea.
Yeah, it's basically just the exact same idea. So everyone's, since the Games Workshop's done it, now everyone's doing it. Or maybe they had it done before and we just didn't know until Games Workshop did it.
Well, GW are usually the leaders of the sort of technological breakthroughs in this hobby, aren't they?
As far as I'm concerned, man, I mean, but I'm not aware of what everyone else is doing.
Well, this is it. I mean, it's GW. We know about GW, and we find out about things via them, or
yeah,
when
usually
other people have done something similar. By the time we've done something similar, we've usually done a better job of it, because GW blazed a trail and everyone else has been able to perfect it.
Yeah.
Standing on the shoulders of giants, as they say.
Well, it's easy to do when the work's been done for you and the processing. You're just like, well, how can we improve that?
Yeah.
Just the next logical step. I was reading this ADHD post the other day, and it's just like that process that we're talking about there, but with ADHD goes really, really random. And this kid's going on about wasps, and their granddad's like, how do we get to wasp from here? You make no sense. And then explaining that, like, you mentioned this, it reminded me of this time that this thing happened, and some dude lost his shirt and then got attacked by a bee, and I was wondering why bees died and wasp didn't, so I thought I'd ask you. And everyone's like, that makes no sense, but it does.
Yeah. And
then underneath they're like, I don't understand how no one else's brain can work like this. It's just like, that's how you get to a conclusion, isn't it? You know, step by step.
Nah, I prefer to jump to him.
Splashing in all the puddles along the way.
Like Peppa Pig.
I made me want bacon.
Ah, the old Peppa Pig jigsaw.
Oh yes. I don't know, that character's really obnoxious. Like Peppa Pig. Have you ever actually watched any of it?
Of course I have. I've got a 13-year-old. He's the right age to have watched being brought up with Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
I always liked Ben and Holly. The wise old elf was a dude.
I don't think I've seen that Wise Old Elf.
The wise old elf is an absolute legend. So Ben and Holly, the fairies.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah. But Holly's a fairy, and Ben's an elf.
Okay.
And the wise old elf is obviously the clan leader as such. You know,
Yep.
he's the oldest, he's the wisest. And we're trying to find out what an astrophysicist is.
Jesus.
So they go to the wise old elf.
Makes sense.
And we've got like the king is there, the queen, we're all confused, and you know, it's like, so wise old elf, what is an astrophysicist? The wise old elf is like, I don't know. Can you ask me a question about sport? And the King Thistle's like, you're not really very wise, are you? You're just old.
Yeah.
So, old elf.
I like that.
It was just shit like that. But the wise old elf is a right good character. Really funny. And then he's got his older brother, the older, wiser elf.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, he's 10 minutes older.
Just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was enough distance to actually put, you know, change his name to the older, wiser elf.
Yeah. And the wise old elf's sons keep disappointing him because they keep wanting to become pirates.
Yep. That makes sense, I guess.
It's kids' cartoons, isn't it? But it just made me. Ben and Ollie were just one of them ones, but just so well written. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every now and then there'll be a little joke in there, and you'll be like, "Oh wow, that is actually funny."
Yeah, it's nice with the kids' cartoons and stuff. It's like, put some good comedy in there for the adults who have to watch this.
Yeah. We're doing a remake of Hercules, you know, live action.
The movie or the series?
The movie, the Disney one. It's my favourite Disney film.
Wait, yeah, with Hades and...
Yeah, James Woods as Hades.
Yeah.
We've got Danny DeVito to be Philoctetes.
Have they?
Yeah, so he's actually...
I thought he died.
Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure it's Danny DeVito. It might be Bob Hoskins, because I know he was... Bob Hoskins was the... was Phil in the original, I think. And yeah, got I hope we get James Woods to be Hades.
James Woods.
He was the original Hades.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about it because it's my favourite Disney film.
Yeah, so now you're like, don't ruin this.
Yeah. I know they'll keep the songs the same because they always have done.
Also, they'll be doing musicals as well.
Yeah, because all the Disney remakes are musicals, aren't they? You
I'm
can't
not sure if I don't really keep up with this.
You can't do a Disney remake of Little Mermaid without it all being song.
You know what, that's true. That makes sense. I didn't really think about it.
So hopefully they're going to keep the songs the same and keep the gospel sort of, because it was the Hercules one's a very gospel sort of soundtrack.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll do that. But yeah, I really don't know how I feel about it because I'm actually invested in this one.
That makes a big difference to how you perceive it.
It's like I'm actually invested in it emotionally because, you know, it means a lot to me because that was the film that I watched the day my favourite uncle died.
Yeah.
So me and my mates were all gonna go to the cinema. Then I found out about that when my uncle died.
Yeah.
And me and Miles went to the cinema anyway, but we went to watch that because it, you know, something to cheer us up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it actually means a lot to me.
Yeah, so you'll be rather annoyed if they spoil it.
If they screw it up, I will not be happy. Yeah, that was the only Disney film that I was really against the idea of them doing a remake of. I was like, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. You're going to fuck it right up.
Yeah, they have a habit of doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a really good post the other day, which is a very obvious thought when you think about it. It's like, hey, how about you all stop making classic movies that hit well and remaking them and making them crap, and find movies that flopped but could have been a hell of a lot better if they were made better.
Yeah.
You know, instead of the same old stuff, it's like find the concepts that didn't work and then improve them. And then we can actually have some more artistic movies. I mean, The Platform, that's an amazing movie. Like, simple in its execution.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know me, I'm a fan of watching anything that's just different. I give it points just for being different to everything else.
Yeah. Miracle at Cell 7, mate. I think you'll enjoy it.
I forgot you mentioned that one the other day. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
Because you're like me, you don't mind watching foreign films.
I do not.
Well, the thing is, it's like The Platform, when I found that, we were like, oh, it's foreign.
The dubbing wasn't bad, actually.
The dubbing weren't bad. But I was like, you know what? It's on. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah.
And me and Sarah were both like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I have the same reaction to Miracle at Cell 7. It's like, you know what? Give it a chance. See what it's like.
And then pleasantly surprised.
Very pleasantly surprised, yeah. So, it's like, there's so many good storylines out there that have just been so badly acted.
Yeah.
Or so badly CGI'd or whatever.
And all Hollywood and all these other producers have to do is be like, right, we'll get the rights for that and we'll make a better version.
Yeah, we'll do this. This could have been a brilliant film, but the director is an idiot or whatever.
Or the acting was bad, or the editing, or the audio, and just, no.
Yeah. Rather than go with something what actually worked once and then do it again.
Repair the stuff that didn't work.
Yeah. Or, you know, as a real possibility, make something new.
Very difficult at this stage in human history, seeing as almost everything. It's very hard to break out of the same old stuff, because the same old stuff sells, and there's not that many ideas that can't be related to other stuff. It's like, oh, it's similar to this in this way. It's gonna be like that because we've made so much in the way of movies and art.
Yeah. Oh, have you heard about Cleopatra? You know, the Netflix documentary.
No.
So, we've been sued by Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what all those memes were about?
Yeah.
Right.
Because they've cast a coloured lass as Cleopatra,
right.
And she's Greek. And literally Egypt have turned around and gone, no.
Well, that seems like a very stern telling off by an entire country.
Yeah. Which made me laugh. And it's been bombarded about heavily, yeah, but Netflix have actually had to turn comments off.
That's a first. It's interesting.
So yeah, that made me chuckle. I was like, well, that's what happens when you start rewriting history.
I mean, rewriting history would be fun if you could actually rewrite history.
Yeah.
You have to dig out the old time machine.
I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about time travel.
Wait, that's a really weird thought. If you have a time machine, is it an old time machine or not? From the invention of it and the fact it goes back and forth in time, is it an old time machine already?
Yeah, it's already out of date.
it would be though, because it can travel through time. I don't know.
So yeah,
I was hoping we'd have some viewers that join in on that one.
He was talking about time travel. It's like time traveling forward is easy. The tricky bit is backwards.
Yeah.
And I was like, and he went on to explain stuff, but you know what he's like. It's like he just fucking straight over my head.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there we go.
There's all quantum physics and
yeah. He's done some interesting stuff. He said some interesting things recently. It's like it was like in human history, there's been about 100 billion people live throughout, you know, the entirety of human history. But if you think about it, the odds of actually existing at any one time are trillions to one.
yeah.
We won the lottery by existing in the first place. Because think about it, how many semen explode into a lady and don't get there.
Depends what video you're watching.
That's over a lady, not into. You know, just being able to exist is an absolute privilege. I was like, wow. Once again, Tyson, you've blown my mind. He's a smart bloke, that dude. But he explains his stuff really well, doesn't he?
Yeah, you made me think of the old theory. It's like different sperm, would that technically become a different person? There's no way of ever knowing this though. Not 100%. Like, or
well,
you know, if you moved through time and changed something a bit, would you still have the end of the same
results,
kid? Yeah.
It's like, I dare say they are, each is an individual and has got its own, and so it's got its own DNA structure, so it wouldn't interact with the egg in a slightly different way to create a completely unique, different person. It must be. Otherwise, what's the point?
Looking for a point can be counterproductive. You can keep looking, but how would you know you had the answer?
Yeah, true enough. I ain't no scientist. I'm here to paint toy soldiers and waffle shit.
Sounds like a good pastime, to be honest.
Yeah. Works for me.
Got a bit overconfident there.
Got too comfortable doing what you're doing.
Yeah, start mucking it up a bit again.
It's easy done.
I don't know whether to do the legs the same colour as everything, the rest of the flesh, or to just do them as trousers.
Oh, Diane Abbott got herself into trouble again.
Yeah, what's she done now? Does she eat her crayons?
Oh, but far worse than that. So what she's done, you remember how bad it was before?
Before the war?
During the war.
Ah, during the war.
You remember last time she proper dropped herself in it? You know, the 10,000...
Oh, with the bad maths.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, mate, this makes it look like an absolute... what she did this time makes that look intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, go on then.
So, she was saying that the Jewish people throughout history haven't been persecuted any worse than redheads. They don't know what it's like to be racially targeted.
Okay then.
I was like, 1946 code, darling.
Like, the stupidity of this one just knows no bounds, does it?
She really is the gift what keeps giving. I was like, how?
Oh, how can you come to that conclusion?
So obviously she blamed it on a bad drafting error. Yeah, whatever.
A bad drafting error, was it?
Yeah. Not just you being dumb as a box of rocks. Well, I was Sarah was telling me, and I was like, what? What?
Oh, we are so screwed in this country.
Get her in power quick.
We should do.
We should.
We should just so it collapses faster.
It would collapse so fast. The economy would literally just have a blooming heart attack and cease to exist.
It'd be nice if everything ceased to exist. I might get some rest. Not enough water on that bit.
But yeah, to that I was like, Jesus. I mean, really?
I swear, like, there's someone scripting this lot, right? Just to get people to say stupid stuff, and then they can use it for news or something. There's got to be some script to this, Bruce. These people can't be that stupid.
Yeah, but she did wear the wrong shoes, 2 different shoes on the wrong feet.
I mean, even if you give her the benefit of the doubt, she was rushed out of the building and was just like, oh, quick, get these off. But
Yeah, that's it.
there seems to be a consistent level of stupidity.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe that's what the government's looking for.
when we found it in her. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't even a pair of shoes. It was 2 individual shoes, which were both on the wrong feet. So, yeah, that had me truly impressed.
Yeah.
I was like, your career has just vanished, darling.
But it won't.
No, she'll still.
And we'll all be stood here scratching our heads, be like, how?
How has she still got a job? Doing anything? I won't leave her in charge of a pencil sharpener.
Isn't it? I'm going to say, I wouldn't even let her work a till.
You know, when the politicians are meant to be some of the best and brightest that we can produce as a country, and then that, and you're like,
yeah, but that's not how politics actually works. It's
No.
like, oh, I know somebody who can get you into this job. Alright then. Why we've got idiots in charge. I keep knocking the camera ever so slightly.
yeah, it's knowing the right people in the right places, which yeah is fair enough. You know, it is what it is, but it should at least be, you know, capable of coherent thought.
Yeah. That could come in handy for that job, like.
Yeah. I mean, look, in fairness to, you know, the majority of the famous politicians, shall we go with, you know, the ones what people hear of.
Yeah.
They're largely intelligent. They're self-serving douchebags.
Yeah.
And they're all out to gain themselves, but they are largely intelligent people. And then you get the anomalies,
The ones that just don't make sense.
like Abbott.
Yeah, they just break all the rules.
It's like, what? I mean, allegedly she slept away to top. Yeah, exactly.
With who? Making a bit of a mess of it all. Let it dry a bit so I don't rub any more paint off. Definitely not as smooth as it could have been. Is everybody else building, all of our 2 viewers that are currently watching? See a different project getting painted, you'll have to go check out Andy on Twitch at the moment, as we have it set up for both desks. 2 cameras, 2 desks.
No clues.
No clues, no. Like Diane Abbott. I mean, it must be alright for her. I bet she just walks around blissfully unaware of anything that's going on around her.
Yeah. She must do. I want to know, actually, like I say, she must keep a job surely out of memes. You know what I mean? The guys are like, let's just keep her around, she's funny.
Yeah. She's the meme that keeps giving.
I know as a political party she ruins us, but damn, she's funny. And also, you know, when somebody else screws up, you've got that parachute, haven't you?
Yep, just throw them under the bus.
Okay, someone's done something really dumb.
It was Diane Abbott.
It's Diane Abbott. Just let her out.
With a photo with the wrong shoes on.
Let her out. Let her do something. Let her say something.
Yeah, it works.
And everyone's forgot about this other massive cock up because she's done something idiotic. And you're like, what? How? I'm not sure she can walk and talk at the same time.
It's very hard to tell what detail is supposed to be what with this mouth. And I'm going to struggle to make that stand out. I'm going to actually do some glowing effects on these holes in his helmet. Don't know what colour to do the lips either. What to do with this? impressive. Maybe put a timer on that one, see how much work time it'll take. But there's a lot of armour plating on that.
Good old skeletal memes.
What's Skeletor up to today?
Gay people rely on straight people to produce more gay people.
He's not wrong.
No.
I'm gonna have a go at these heads on the back of this model, I think. Alright, so I've already got me scale 75 wides, but I'm gonna want, I don't know, Miskatonic grey. I should be able to mix that into the purple. Just add a bit of water first. I think we can do all three different colours. See if I can zoom this camera in for you guys a bit as well. That's not focusing very well. Should be dry. So get the colour that I want. I'm gonna want bright at the top, but I want some nice rich colour down there, so bit of the white first, then the Miskatonic grey. They may be a bit too similar. Cheeks, hopefully. the application of that layer ended up a bit of a mess.
I'm sure it's salvageable.
Yeah, it's only one layer. It's a bit patchy. Trying to paint these light colours onto dark colours. I mean, I should have actually just started with a darker colour as the blend, I suppose. Blend it straight to the white on the model. I'm still kind of mixing techniques.
That's the majority of the trim done on the Hell Pig.
Hell pig.
That's basically what it is, isn't it?
Pretty much. Or is it a rhino? I mean, it built like a rhino, but it could be a bull or a pig either way. I'm wondering if you could have, like, well, you probably could have got some of those old school Chaos horns, you know, with the patterns on them, and
Yeah.
put them as tusks in the mouth.
Probably. I've got Total War 3 now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I picked that up the other week. The other day, sorry. Been enjoying it. Unfortunately, because I've not got a legal copy of Total War 2, I don't have all the access to stuff from Total War 2.
Ah.
It doesn't sync. I was like, that's really annoying. So I need to go out and do that now. But they do have the DLC. Apparently there's a sale come up anyway, so it's not a big problem.
Yeah.
There is DLC for Chaos Dwarfs in the game.
Ah, you were mentioning the Chaos Dwarfs.
Yeah,
and all
which,
that.
now that I'm down with.
What's better than a dwarf?
It,
Chaos Dwarf.
Yeah. Dwarf, a slaver dwarf with demon influences and other bullshit. So I was like, oh, yeah, now we're talking. Well, at the minute, Bellicor keeps sticking his head up my arse.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time, mate. He proper fucks me over. So my default good guy arm is Bretonnians. And Bellicor comes literally, he lives next door.
Yeah.
So he came and said hi
Several times.
Managed to fight him off a couple every time so far, but it doesn't mean he's not going to come back.
If you could fight him off, that's something.
Yeah, it is something. And I've got an old war to deal with coming from south, which is helpful. Well, I say orc. It's Grom. You know, the fat goblin.
I think I know the story for that one.
Yeah, the guy troll.
Yeah, that was it.
But it was uncooked, so the troll's regrowing in his stomach.
Yeah.
But also not. It's sort of got a sort of it's sort of stabilised inside his belly.
Yeah, just some random phenomenon.
So he's kind of regenerating himself and this troll inside him. Yeah. Anyway, you know. So
weird fantasy stuff.
Yeah, it's fantasy in it.
I thought it was a good story for him though.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Dude had some troll, and then it didn't go down well. I always liked Grom.
I thought you were going to say you always like troll for breakfast or something.
Yeah, why not?
A bit of troll for breakfast. It's so easy to burn it though.
Yeah, but you need to cook it just right, otherwise it keeps trying to regrow. And that's the last thing you need.
It's like the fantasy version of the puffer fish, innit?
Yeah.
You got to cut it up and cook it just right. Front face is getting somewhere. It's not the smoothest. I might have been better off going with a higher contrast of colour than these two. Seems that the work surface, the smaller it is, the higher contrasting colour you're going to want to work with.
That makes sense because you ain't got the space for the blends.
Yeah.
So you need to make them quite obvious.
No, I don't want to restart my computer.
I wanted to restart it.
I'd restart the blue thing.
Yeah.
Sick of updates on this thing. You get everything just how you want it.
Then
And it's
okay.
like, hey, we're doing this to your computer for you. It's like, yeah, nice one, mate.
Thanks. Now you're gonna move all my files. Well done.
Yeah. Try and use this dark purple for the tongue. Is that a tongue or a maggot? I can't tell.
Yes.
It's Nurgle, it's probably both.
It could well be both. It is chaos. They are not mutually exclusive.
Could have used a bit more of a salmon pink for this, I think. Pretty quiet today.
Mm. It is.
That will definitely need a wash to bring out some of those details. I should have gone for a different pink. Just so it doesn't blend in too much with the other one. The pink on the actual flesh. There's quite a lot of detail back here. I do like these models. Some skulls. See if I can get the colour right on supposed to be flesh. Be interesting to blend the flesh to bone. Start with the mid-tone. In the centre, then a little bit of the pink. My hands have gone all shaky all of a sudden for some reason. Shaky cheek. Obscure reference to an advert from like 20 years ago. They just don't make adverts like they used to. They don't even stick in your head anymore. In fact, most products I can't even tell you what they're advertising.
Yeah, it's very true that. YouTube adverts are terrible for that one. The end. What was that for?
Yeah, it's like the opposite point of advertising. It's like I have to go find out what it was. That's not the point. The point is, by the time I've seen your advert, I should know what it is.
Yeah.
Where to get it.
And how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, but nowhere really tells you that information anymore.
Most of the time, I don't even tell you what it is.
Yeah, that's really annoying. You have to be watching the video and then try and decipher what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Especially perfume and aftershave adverts.
Yeah.
It's like, what? What relevance is this?
I don't know, but to be fair, they have a hard time advertising their product because...
So how do you advertise the smell?
Yeah. We're not about this with our last other day. It's like... Smell-o-vision will be a thing eventually. I'm sure it will.
Well... I'm just hoping that no one farts on screen.
You'd have to be really careful what you watch.
Yeah. Porn would be weird.
It would actually, yeah. What else? You're about to sit down and eat your tea, and all of a sudden a veterinary program comes on farm, and you're like, oh, great.
God, no thanks. You see, smell-o-vision could possibly be a thing, but it's one of them. Should it be a thing? I'm thinking no.
No. Was a rather stern no. It probably shouldn't be a thing. It'd be great for cooking shows, though.
Yeah.
I think that'd pretty much be the limit of its reach or purpose.
BBC News, now with smell-o-vision.
Yeah,
and at today's crime scene...
It would definitely help the perfume companies out, though. They'd be the main backers for that.
They'd be like, yeah, you can smell our stuff. Yeah, but we can also smell country life. No.
That's one of those awkward angles for the model, so if you can't see this on camera, guys, I apologise.
imagine smell-o-vision in a nature documentary following one of them massive herds of wildebeest. That'd stink, man.
True. How would you switch this device off? Because like you'd end up with smells. You'd have to like use your own air freshener and stuff. Because I don't know, it's getting a bit obscure in the studio today, but at least it's not boring. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of this now.
There must be some kind of volume, you know what I mean? You can just turn it up and down.
Just turn the smell up and down.
Yeah. Like a cooking show, turn it up.
Hell yeah.
Nature show, turn it down.
That would work.
Advert for perfume company, turn it up. Whether if you like it, leave it up. If you don't, turn it down again.
Fundamentally, is this even possible?
Why not?
Currently?
Well, current technology, probably not.
I don't know, we are progressing so quickly nowadays.
They have figured out how to teleport.
Yeah?
They've actually done an experiment where you actually managed to teleport a single atom.
Cool.
So teleportation is no longer science fiction.
But that's where all of our endeavours come from science fiction.
Yeah, we've got, that would be a really cool idea. Let's try it.
Pretty much. It limits our imagination.
You should talk to me then. I'll give him some ideas.
Your ideas should be on the lock and key and dropped.
dropped into the sea. But in 40,000 years, when the Mariana Trench is all empty because of all the nuclear wars, we'll find my box of ideas.
Oh no.
And then we'll be like, oh, what's in here? And then Pandora's box is opened.
Yeah, but at that point, what's the worst that can happen? Everything's dead anyway. Yeah, not too happy with these heads on the back of there. Oh, you can see the shapes though. Yeah, I find obviously the smaller the area that I'm trying to blend, the harder this is going to get. So at the moment, I seem to be able to do blends on a certain size successfully. If that makes sense. Like, I couldn't figure out the blend on this guy's large shoulder pad. I kept mucking that up. I think I'm making some alright progress with this technique. Camera for that really picks angle up really well.
Yeah, it does.
there's not quite enough blue in that, but I've got to be patient and go back again.
You know, you saying that, I just got that song Blue stuck in my head.
What, the old school 90s one?
I'm blue, ba-ba-dee, and da-da-da-da me.
Oh man, that bloody song. That period of time where it was just constant, the same 3 songs on the radio.
Yeah, and that
all
was one
summer.
of them.
That was all you got.
This is your free this year, son. Enjoy them. 1, 2 of them are rubbish.
And I'm sick of hearing other one. I will master this technique.
Back in the day when Macarena was top of the charts.
Don't get our last started on the Macarena. You know, there's always someone who knows all the moves. It's our gen usually. Boom, there you go.
Right, we've got 2 of the 3 tenors to help out on that one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously we couldn't go Pavarotti because it was dead at that point. Well, he got his mates to do it.
Pavarotti being dead is no excuse. Just bring him back to life. Has he even got no respawns left?
Must have run out, mate. That's how he got so good at singing. Went to singing lessons, killed himself, respawned.
Yeah. Why is Matt Campbell wobbling so much today? It's so strange to drift from this technique and like be okay at it and then be terrible at it 5 minutes later.
Yeah, it sounds frustrating.
I might do some basic stuff on the bass actually, see if I can, any flat surface where I can do this technique will work. You've got that tune stuck in my head now.
That's alright, I've got a different song stuck in mind, so. Annoyingly, it's a song I really like.
Just some flat black, I think. A song you really like?
Yeah.
This one is Model Colour Dark Sea Green. Try this with my medium brush. even have to change the way I visualise the finished product on this model, the finished result. Such a lot of changing I have to do to my paint style to get this to work. From obvious things to very subtle things.
Yeah, you have to think about everything differently. I have a blue house with a blue window. Blue is the colour I have in my room.
Is it? Blue's the colour of your army.
One of them.
One of them, yeah.
Which army? I have several. Well, 2 armies, 3 armies, and a couple of projects.
A lot of projects. If I remember correctly, using black for this doesn't work very well. It drowns out all your colour.
It might be right for certain things though.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend and she is so blue.
Is that corpse you're on about again?
Stop spreading lies all over the internet. I do not do such things.
That's all the internet is, isn't it?
What lies about me?
No, it's lies.
You lie like cheap internet page.
Well, like BuzzFeed.
Yeah, like Bible.
Yeah, no one's fact checking anything anymore. Everyone just puts what they want onto the internet. Even big, big news companies. It's like we're all just running around now, headless chickens, trying to figure out what's going on.
No one's quite sure.
And no one's sure what sites and what they can and can't trust anymore to be real.
If in doubt, trust no one.
That's always a good option. But still doesn't answer any of your questions.
No, actually it leaves more questions unanswered.
Yep. Infinite questions.
It's like having a small child. They have all the questions.
They do.
Yeah, I was very proud of our telling yesterday. So him and his mates have been talking about leaving the club again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turned around to me yesterday. He'd not said it to me personally, but Sarah had. And he turned around and he was, I'm staying.
Yeah.
I didn't ask him about it. He said, I'm staying. I want to stay here.
Sounds like he made his mind up.
I was like, nice. So, well, he's vice captain now.
Yeah.
They've actually got a solid squad. People are turning up regular. We're working hard together. We're working as a unit.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, good on him.
Aye. Every time you talk about him doing football, it seems to be really enjoying himself with
Oh,
it.
he loves it. Yes. It's his one true passion. And it's good for him.
Yeah.
There's no denying that.
Exercise is good.
Yeah. And he gets a lot of it. Because he plays with the school team as well.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before as well.
Yeah. They won their last match, so they went the entire season unbeaten.
Unbeaten.
Yeah, unbeaten. Oh well, sorry. It's not just unbeaten. They won every game.
Nice.
Yeah. Which is pretty impressive, really.
We currently only have one viewer.
But that's been the peak today. Two, maybe.
Yeah, it's a very slow day.
I have a condom and that is so used.
Recycle.
That's it. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Bob said it.
Who said it?
Bob.
As in Bob Ross.
Bob the Builder.
Ah.
The other highly influential Bob.
Sure, there's some old Bobs out there. Highly influential Bobs. That Bob from Blockbuster.
Bob Monkhouse.
Yeah.
And he's dead.
I'm assuming so at this point. If not, it's like the God Emperor. They've just got him like chained up somewhere. I assume at this point most celebrities are actually dead.
Just corpses being driven around.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Like, I mean, just take Ant and Dec.
We can wish they were dead.
Yeah, you can't kill them, man.
Well, you could. Quite easily.
No, I think the government has got backup versions of them.
Yeah.
I can actually vision
Quick, break out the Ant and Dec!
breaking into a warehouse owned by the BBC, and there's just rows and rows of Ant and Decs.
Diane Abbott's fucked up again. Send that Ant and Dec.
Oh no, I can imagine if they have backups of Diane Abbott.
God.
No, what would be the point of them? Just, the first one's knackered. No more of her, thank you. Oh, when they proper get into cloning, man. Did I tell you I was watching a video the other day, and because like science is trying to get closer and closer to regenerating cells and stuff like that, which the route they're taking seems quite plausible, because all the cells that were there when most chemicals in your body were there and triggered for your development a long time ago, so if they can figure out what gets them to activate again, you could basically just
we have managed to
replenish
clone
yourself.
A slice of beef now. We managed to.
So I get two on my sandwich.
You actually created a genetic copy of a piece of steak, in a lab. So it's like it was an actual piece of beef steak, but it had never been in the field.
They all cloned meat.
I was like, okay, that's cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah, obviously I have no idea how it was done or anything because it's high-end science shit.
Well, that's what they say. I reckon they just got a 2-for-1 offer, just slapped 2 steaks next to each other.
Went to Asda.
Yeah. It's like when they were saying they cloned a sheep. It's like, why did you clone a sheep? The thing that looks exactly like everything else ever. Like, it looks exactly like the other sheep.
But yeah, it just looks like a sheep. It's like, well done. You've created something that looks exactly like it should. But also, I mean, it was in some respects it was a good choice. Let's face it. If you fuck up and you get the self-aware sheep, it's still a fucking sheep.
That's true.
Yeah, it ain't gonna cause any real problems because sheep are generally useless.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, if you do that with like a blooming chimp or something, then shit's gonna go sideways quick, innit?
We're talking Planet of the Apes here.
Yeah. Or, you know, do it with a croc and you wind up with Jurassic Park.
I mean, that might not be such a bad idea. But if you're going to build a giant Jurassic Park, you've got to invite the right people.
Spare no expense.
Yeah, all the people you don't want around anymore, because we know what happens in Jurassic Park. And we also know, as a species, we're stupid enough to try it as well.
Oh, mate, you know it's going to happen.
You know. Yeah, definitely, 100%, we're going to try that at some point.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I'd still fucking go. Having seen all the movies, knowing full well what's going to happen.
You're just going to go prepared.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna
grenades, shotgun,
axe,
clone steaks.
Yeah, don't be eating steak. But yeah, it's like, you'd go, but you'd know exactly.
You would go, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, I know what's happening.
I have to sign a waiver about this thick.
You will not sue us on the
ground.
on the eventuality of
death
of the exhibits attacking everything.
I mean, to be fair, the first time it messed up, it was sabotaged from the inside.
Yeah.
Then again, that's likely to happen too.
Yeah. The rest of the time.
And then when Russia gets involved, it's going to be an arms race of who can make the biggest, most badass dinosaur.
Yeah. Wait, at which point you start getting a Pepsi-saurus and that.
Well, you start getting the Pepsi-saurus. Is that just for advertising purposes? I mean, why not? Just you know, if you're going to go that far with genetics, it's like, right, we're going to give it...
It's a quote from Jurassic World.
That's one of the newer ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
And so they make this thing, they make this like a homebrew dino. Yeah. And it was going to be like an apex predator. So basically, it's a velociraptor the size of a T-Rex.
Yeah, that's genius idea.
Yeah. Oh, but they really fuck up. I mean,
Yeah.
not just regular fuck up, massive fuck up. Yeah, it's got the ability to stealth. Like, as in colour shift.
This is like a Diane Abbott level fuck up.
Yeah, but it's got it can camouflage.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's helpful.
Well, it is for him.
For it, yeah. And they called it the Dominatus Rex or something like that. And one of the guys, he was like, "Yeah, why don't you just call it the Pepsi-saurus?" Indomitus Rex, that's it.
Alright. Sounds like heresy to me.
It's a stupid name. But yeah, so you've got like this T-Rex sized Velociraptor doing Velociraptor things, and then
being able to turn invisible.
Because that's what you need from a T-Rex sized dino.
Why would you have added that feature? It's like going, right, I've got a new car, but just to mod it up a little bit, I'm going to turn me steering wheel into a claymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what can go wrong with this? Predictably, yes, it went wrong.
Could you imagine if they just did like Jurassic World 3 and nothing went wrong? That was it. It was just people having a really nice day.
Yeah. It's like,
I wonder how long people would actually sit and watch that movie for, not knowing that's the plot line. And it's just like...
waiting for something to kick off and go sideways.
It would be awesome to do, just to spin everyone's head out.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like you could actually really go into detail of all the different dinos and stuff, and you can have a really good film out of it.
Yeah, you just pop a buffet full of filler.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, wow, these are really cool, Oh, the film's ended. Eh? It's like, everyone just had a nice day. Fuck!
That'd be a really weird movie, just watching other people have a really nice day out. You know, drinking Pepsi for sponsorship, because someone will sponsor this movie.
Yeah. Bit of product placement here and there, you know.
All the dinosaurs are just Pepsi Max, just spray paint outside of them.
But yeah, fully, you know, in full knowledge of how it's going to play out, I would still damn well go.
Yeah. I need to do a bone colour, but without using the base paints, because the base paints don't lend themselves very well to this technique. On account of them being much thicker. Well, the pigment being larger. A bit of Gorthor brown. Just add that to the bone. It would be nice to see Hollywood just make a movie like that where nothing really happens at all. I always thought that'd be cool if someone wrote like a soap or something like Hollyoaks or something else, and it's just the same stereotypical thing all the time, right? Like everyone's does. Then
it just doesn't go sideways.
It just goes completely sideways, and all of a sudden apocalypse, and everyone's like, "What the hell?"
Well,
and now it's an apocalypse survival sort of thing, and you're like, "What happened here? It used to be like Coronation Street. Now there's zombies and
yeah,
it could be well cool." Proper lure your audience in for like a year or two, and then completely flip the script on it.
Little teasers, you know what I mean? So they're like, what's this scene for? You know, why are we in the graveyard, or why is this lab there? So the little teasers of things aren't what they look like.
Yeah, but it just plays normally for the most part.
Or the first half of a season or something, or first season. And then all of a sudden, boom, the world's happened. And everyone's like, what? I never saw this coming. You didn't. Well, you should have.
Expect the unexpected. But when you expect the unexpected, you're never surprised. I think I could have blended some of this Gorthor into some of those pinks, actually, to get a much fleshier colour. I'll have to try that at some point. I have to come up with new techniques now for painting flesh. was just looking on Instagram yesterday for like inspiration for like today's live stream.
Oh yeah.
Checking out what other people are doing more. Like what we're saying, we're always stuck in the Games Workshop sort of model area, whatever, brain's not working today.
The model range.
Model range, that's...
Yeah. But models are lovely. I ain't criticising GW's models, but
No.
they're sometimes they're just so stuff with detail that they become laborious to paint.
Yeah. Laborious, the word of the day.
Which is what's happening with Angron. There's got so much going on. You don't know where to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, as long as you don't end up rushing him, because you hate yourself for that.
I am behaving myself.
Hopefully that shows up alright on camera. Just colour mixing these is really weird. You get so many different colours now mixing on the model. Whereas in the palette it would be this paint, that paint mixed up in the middle. Whereas now there's like 3 or 4 different paints.
Well, he is at a stage now where I can gluing down to his base and not actually getting away with myself, which means I've got something to hold now.
So you don't chip paint off and stuff like that as well.
Which is where the problem I've got with the tail and the wings.
Yeah, I had the same thing with the Hive Tyrant. Put all that work into the Hive Tyrant wings and then scrape.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add a little bit of Shanty Bone and Gawthor Brown there. Gawthor Brown up to a Shanty Bone. And then back the other way. Gawthor Brown and blending it out. That one went on pretty smooth. That wasn't too bad, that. I hate that about this technique though. Nailed it. Then, you know what I mean, next time I try it, I'll do it wrong.
And it's only a tiny thing what you've done, what you've not got right.
Yep.
Well, that messes up the entire mechanic of it.
Pretty quick blend that. See if I can get the same here.
Right. Gotta leave him now. Well, I'm getting somewhere with him.
Yeah, he's looking spot on, mate.
Penny for your thoughts and mine, 7-5 down. After I'm gonna
Yeah, I think the bone work there was done relatively quick in comparison to everything else. And there's another skull here for me to play around with. Just add that water first. Got all of doing some skulls. Playing Fallout a while back, going past someone's base, and they were currently building their base, and the guy was typing on the wall, skulls for the skull, blood for the blood god, skull for the skull throne, and I was just walking past giving him the thumbs up like, yeah.
We approve.
Game is so boring at the moment.
Find a new game, mate. I think that's what it's caused as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, we've been playing Little Big Planet.
That's another buildy type game, isn't it? Buildy platform.
It's mainly it's just a platformer really, but this one is more three-dimensional than the other ones. Gothel Brown and Shabty Bone. Letting that down. No, messed that one up. Easy enough to do. Now I'm going to wait for it to set a bit more.
Arranged my 40k league match last night. So I've got Custodies next.
Cool.
Kind of looking forward to that, so I can't wait to show Scarbrand into a unit of Custodies and say bye.
Yeah.
When they evaporate under his
the caretakers of the Emperor.
Yeah. So, caretake this, motherfucker. Have 85 strength 14 attacks with no save.
Ouch. Just any amount of attacks with no save.
Well, that's it. So he does. His base got 8 attacks. It's strength 8, strength 16. So he's only most likely on 2s, maybe 3s, depending on what he's in. AP 4. No invuln. And Custodies rely on that armour.
Yeah.
And invuln. So if we're down at 6s, and then he fail, he's dead. That's not for a couple of weeks now. It's, he's away next weekend.
Yeah.
Anyway, I need to get my own back because he absolutely slapped me last time I played him.
What were you playing last time?
Chaos.
It's some form of chaos usually, isn't it? What were you playing? Chaos?
Last time he played me, it might have been my sisters or it might have been my Night Lords, and he absolutely butchered me. I mean, that was revenge from the kicking I gave him the time before that.
Yeah.
That was my sisters. It was sisters versus his was it Knights? He might have been playing Knights, and I just took him to pieces.
Yeah. I think I remember you telling me about that match. Because you're all right against Knights.
Yeah, they go quite. Sisters go quite well into Knights. So all the melter.
Yeah, that'll do it. not watching, but I saw a really cool photo the other day of someone painting, glass jars, but with reflective surfaces on the inside, and they managed to paint a severed head on the inside of their 40k model.
What?
In the jar, and I was like, that's really, really cool. They've painted it on, but then painted over it so it looks like it's got a glass finish.
Yeah, because I've done the same with stockings, haven't I?
Yes, I saw someone else doing that particular model as well, where you blended the almost translucent dress wear.
Yeah. It's a nice effect.
It's a really nice effect.
And it's surprisingly easy.
I'll have to find something to try it on at some point.
Oh, did you give him the car? What I painted?
Oh yeah, he likes it. Yeah.
He's happy with it.
Yeah, forgot to mention that.
No, I saw him bothered about that. He's happy with it.
Yeah, we took that in Saturday, I think.
Yeah, I thought you had done. So you're doing one in blue.
Yep.
And what's the other one going in?
This is white one.
So that's the one you're currently doing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nearly finished.
And that's going to be blue.
Yep. He seems happy with the work, so.
It works for us. It's brought us a little bit of coin in. And help pay for my blooming car to be fixed.
Yep, which is a constant. Just a constant.
It's just a thing, innit? Old cars need repairs. It is what it is. Not much you can do about it.
You just save more money just learning to be a mechanic yourself.
Can you imagine me as a mechanic, mate?
Actually, yeah, I didn't think that one through all the way, did I? Yeah, it wouldn't last long. You'd have to have a backup mechanic to explain why things are broken, and he wouldn't be able to make sense of it either.
Yeah.
Chaos all over.
That and my default tool of choice being an axe.
Yeah, I don't think you can fix much with an axe.
It stops being broken.
Yeah.
In one piece, anyway.
Paint goes on, paint comes off.
Paint comes off, as does Will to Live.
Yeah, have a gander at this, fellas. It's a bit more challenging having a smaller work surface to try these techniques on. They should be standing out pretty well from a distance, though, at least tabletop.
Them heads are cool.
Yeah, that's what I've been working on, like.
The blue skin's really unusual, I like it.
It's a weird combination of different colours. Do you reckon to the heads?
They're cool. It's kind of cool.
That skull at the back's not been completed properly, it's awkward to get to.
Yeah. Inside this side here, a little bit patchy on that face.
Yeah.
So
It looks a bit chalky, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought you might have noticed that.
I'm also trying to fix it without using washers, but I suppose potentially if you water down your paint, what do you end up with?
Yeah, it's a wash. But if you keep on watering it down, you end up with a glaze.
That's very true. Yeah, I ended up very chalky. It has me like constantly second guessing which paint to put into what paint, to blend them together.
Yeah.
tiniest bit of black into that recess there. And darken down the Gothel brown. Black line in this is actually helping me focus on what needs doing on the model. It's interesting. Like you were saying with the non-metallics though, it's like I'm dark next to light. That's helping the eyes focus a lot better on what needs to be done. What needs to be picked up more, sorry, on the model.
New Tyranid Prime with wings.
Ooh, I like that.
Cool, isn't it?
You know, there's so many people now just looking at those wings for conversions as well. They're an interesting angle. So how big is he?
Slightly bigger than a regular Tyranid Warrior.
You were telling me about these the other day. Or was that the, what's it called? The new Lictors?
Yeah, yeah.
Now I got two viewers. Who's this? Twister and says dead silence, then a very squeaky door. It's to add ambience. It's actually a horror door. Right, so I go away for 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden, loads of viewers.
Yes.
Guys, yeah, that's just how life is. I've just been mucking about with this model again today. If you guys want to request random stuff for me and Andy to paint on the channels, go right ahead, because we're always looking for something interesting to do. I'm not sure what to do now. I was literally about to take a break and then everyone suddenly jumps on. But we are discussing like the new model, which one's what? Because we're on about the lictors for the nids and
the new Tyranid Prime. Really interesting pose. The way his wings around, I do like that.
They are down rather than
rather than flying.
Yeah.
So he's also going to hide easier.
Oh, it reminds me of that bird meme where it's like daytime, nighttime. Just Tyranids just hiding behind their own wings.
Well, it allows it to stand behind buildings a bit easier, even though it's still only a regular character, so it won't get, it can't get sniped.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, it looks really nice, and I dare say over the next few days, on run up to Warhammer Fest, there's going to be more.
Oh, it's going to be a whole bunch now.
Bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of stuff.
It's that time of year, isn't it? All the new releases. It's 10th this year or next year? It's this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So many tiny projects here. We've discussed a lot on the channel today, actually.
Yeah, it's philosophical discussion day. Every day. I mean, it's generally utter bullshit what we're talking about, but you know.
What else are we going to do? Isn't that the same on every painting table or in every Games Workshop?
Yeah.
I went a bit hard there, and then rub it off. That came up well too bright. Tristan says, just started collecting 40k a couple of months ago and I'm waiting for 10th to come out before I start playing so I don't have to learn 2 different rule sets.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, it's a very good call, that. It gives you plenty of time to get your army painted how you want it, and just don't go too deep into the rabbit hole of buying stuff, because you don't know what you're going to want.
Yeah, with the rule changes.
Yeah. Buy the things that you like rather than the things that
that's how you always play.
Are currently good.
Yeah.
And then worry about the quality.
Well, you just over time you start with what you want, and then you add units in so you can diversify your army per battle.
Yeah.
I mean, a good solid army, you want about 4,000 points worth of stuff so you can move it around. Minimum. Are you smirking there because I mentioned only 4,000 points and you're like, it's a bit short?
Rookie numbers. He says, looking at his pile of Night Lords, what need painting.
Again.
Oh, yeah, again. Not just still.
I wouldn't repaint at this point. I would just cycle through them because there's no point repainting them.
Yeah.
Get some new units in there, bring them up to the standard.
Yeah, do them to a higher standard.
And then just either keep or flog the old ones.
We have a reply.
Tristan says, yeah, I got a combat patrol of Space Wolves and a Terminator set for them as well.
Nice.
Space Wolves are good. We like Space Wolves around here.
Vikings in space.
Yeah, what's not to like about that?
Yeah, From what I remember, the Space Wolf one's quite a nice box. So yeah, it's a good call that. Yeah, things like any of the core. To be honest, actually, with Space Marines, you pretty much get away with buying anything. It's all pretty good. And I dare say that'll continue in 10th, is that everything in the Space Marine arsenal will be pretty good.
Well, they're the standard, really, aren't
Yeah.
they? Life's so much easier when we have people in the chat box.
Yes. So are you going with the classic old school baby blue Space Wolves, pre-heresy grey, or
I was going to ask that.
the more modern sort of light grey colour?
Personally, I would stay away from the blue and do more of the grey, but that's just me.
Pre-heresy grey for me looks the nicest.
But then, you know, your wolf pelts kind of blend in a lot. There's only so many greys you can use for things.
You can always use browns.
Yeah, I suppose, what as a base.
Oh yeah, it's just because, you know, wolves aren't always grey.
That's true. It's true, but yeah,
Just-
just on basics alone of just
Yeah.
doing those greys and then dry brushing, because they're obviously going to want to match their environment. They're being wolves.
Yeah, but it don't matter, does it? It's 40k.
His 40k, nothing matters. Who needs rules?
Yeah. I mean, there's no wolves on Fenris.
You say wolves or rules? There's no rules on Fenris.
Yeah, pretty much. The greyish blue. Okay. Partially colourblind and the grey doesn't stand out. That makes total sense, mate. I can't follow your decision on that. Yeah, the grey, the sort of the baby blue grey colour. It is a nice colour. It's just difficult to do. I had a Space Wolf army back when I was a kid, and I found it really difficult to get that sort of grey blue colour right.
Yeah, back then. But if you've got an airbrush now,
Airbrush and
airbrush could dust that job easy.
With the GW Rangers, we've got the right colours for it as well, so they do link in nicely together.
Yeah, especially with the contrast paints, because
Yes.
trying to get that blue originally when Games Workshop paints were much thicker,
Yeah.
much more difficult.
Yeah. But yeah,
and harder to get because it's a chalky sort of blue.
Yeah, I dare say it'd be a lot easier now. But yeah, good luck with that. I want to see photos when you've done.
Yeah, that would be nice actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, anyway, Instagram's there if anyone ever wants to send us photos
Yeah.
or link us in something.
Actually, sent that. I've got a message for you from Captain Machine.
Oh, right.
I've got that text for you.
Is that the one on Discord or? Oh no, that
The
link.
one for Magic.
Yes, I forgot about that.
I had. It just reminded me somehow. So yeah, send us photos. We love seeing other people's stuff. It's really nice to see what other people are getting involved in the hobby, and it makes life a bit easier for us because we can talk about your stuff, which is cool, and also it sometimes inspires us and will inspire us to do different things.
Hi.
As otherwise, we just fall into the routines of painting the stuff we want to paint, which for me is usually dark blue.
Yeah, painting seems a lot easier now with all the contrast paints. I have ones almost done, so I can send a pic.
Brilliant! Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we do like active viewers.
Yeah, man.
That's what we're trying to build here, is a little community of active painters during the work week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, that's what we're about, and so that's what we want our Instagram feed to feel the same. It's like we want people to feel comfortable putting their own pictures on our Instagram because we want to share it with everybody. You know, we want everyone involved. It's a community, and we want it to feel that way.
Aye. The stream seems to be the way to go with that, but eventually I'm gonna have to do some editing as well.
Boo!
Editing.
Editing blow me.
I mean, Yeah, when you think about it, back in the day, what was the blue wash? There was like one blue wash.
Oh, mate, yeah.
If that was it, like that was your lot. And it was the old inks as well.
Yeah, they were horrible.
Never worked for Space Wolves at all.
No.
Stained the colour just completely.
My Space Wolves came out as a kind of a really light grey. You'd probably, if I was to paint them now in the same colours, I would start off with that.
What's this one? Yeah.
And
yeah, it's got a nice hue to that.
Yeah, and they would eventually become the same colour as the original Space Wolves. That would be where I started.
You mean aging? That's some interesting. Yeah.
And that's a sort of a core spectrum.
Would this be a top or mid?
Thinking back, probably a mid. I'd probably highlighted up with a kind of a white.
Yeah, that one's a bit too green, but
yeah,
I can see why that'd be a good base.
That's where my Space Wolf sort of fell. Although I started off with Fenris grey.
It's a nice muted colour as well.
Cheers, man.
Hellhound Flesh.
Good name.
Aye.
And I want Juggernaut Riders for my World Eaters. Space Wolves get wolves. I want Juggernauts. It's a massive missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Although I can see it coming in 10th.
Fingers crossed. I like to see them do some new bits and pieces.
Well,
new models are always welcome, though.
Oh yeah, we all want new models. I'm also really looking forward to Old World, but I'm not convinced that we're gonna get a full range refresh of everything, and that might cause it to go flat. I really think GW might price themselves out of the market with that as well.
Yeah. Tristan's saying Dreadnoughts seem cool.
Dreadnoughts are cool.
Especially Space Wolf Dreadnoughts. They've got so much extra detail on that really makes that Dreadnought pop.
That's it. I believe there's upgrade kits for all the Dreadnoughts as well, because if you buy the Space Wolf Dreadnought, you get upgrade kits for all the different ones. So you can snazz up any other Dreadnought as well.
Nice.
Well, I could be wrong on that. I'm not certain. Speak to your local gaming shop dude to find out exactly what's in the kits.
Yeah, Tristan has started following us. We may as well follow back. We're trying to get this little community thing going. I can't spell though, so like, it takes me just to type anything out on this, and it's why we cannot be bothered with Twitter.
Yeah.
Besides the fact it's a nest
toxic.
of absolute scum.
It is a toxic wasteland.
They're not bad.
So butchers. There's no wrong with them, mate. They're looking good. Proper classic GW colour, that. Nice. Good to see. I've always had, I've always had a soft spot for Space Wolves, because they were one of the first factions to get a Dex in 2nd edition.
They just made Space Marines look cool.
Yeah.
I'm not very good with Instagram either at the moment. Been doing a lot of learning this year though. I always enjoy painting a Dreadnought though.
Man, ages since I've done a Dreadnought.
There's an old school Hellbrute in that box somewhere.
That's not a Dreadnought, that's a Hellbrute. They're horrid.
Yeah, to be fair.
The only Dreadnoughts I touch in for my army is the Contemptors and Leviathans, because they're cool.
Well, Leviathan is cool.
I need some weapons for mine.
Although it does look like a Contemptor that put on a few pounds.
I like the old school box dreadnoughts as well. I think they look great.
Tristan's saying they just seem super badass, and I like the look of their dreadnoughts and Wolfclaw guys.
Yeah. What more can you say?
That's what Andy's advising. Just buy the models you want for now. Just work on them because they'll make you happy.
Yeah,
And you'll figure out an armor list over time.
Exactly. And what with temp being just around the corner, you're best off just buying the things you like the look of and enjoy, so you can enjoy painting them.
Enjoying painting? This is this mythical thing you speak of.
It does happen.
Yeah, when you're not painting like 5,000 points worth of like white scars.
Ugh.
I should have like had a time lapse camera to just watch you mentally deteriorate over that month or so.
That was horrible, man. That was cruel and unusual.
Yeah, that was a lot of painting white. I'm scratching all the paint off this. I'm just spinning him around trying to figure out which bit of the model I want to paint. I can't remember what colours I used for the armour. Let's try and figure that out. Alright, model air metallic rust. If I remember correctly, this does not work the same at all as the other technique due to the pigment moving around once it's wet. Like, a lot. It's like someone threw glitter in the bath or something. Right, then silver.
One of these days I'm going to send you a glitter bomb.
Oh mate, don't bother. His wife got into it with me and bought a combat patrol towel, and then she went out and bought a Riptide war suit. See, man's lucky. His wife plays 40k with him.
Yeah, that's cool. And Riptides are really, really good. It's a nice looking kit, but they are absolutely horrific in game. The amount of firepower they kick out is just unreal. It's cool that your missus is involved in it. Mine sort of looks at it with mild indifference.
Yeah, I have a very similar thing. Jen's like, no, I hate. Oh, damn it! Does anyone want some decay metal?
You have it all.
Yeah, I have all the decay metal now. Papa Nurgle would be proud. Damn it. That was one of those bottles as well that was getting a bit low as it was.
Oh, great. It's always the same.
Right. Let's try and do something with this helmet.
Yeah, Sarah's not interested in it at all, but she supports what I do because it's something I enjoy.
That's how it should be, really.
Yeah.
Nah, lass will just completely blank anything 40k or even Games Workshop related.
Just treats it with indifference.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No matter what it is, actually, because if I'm talking about the politics of it and how, like, you know, it's like, it's still 40k, but at least that bit's interesting and it's not nerdy. You know, the whole fascist universe and why it's like that.
It's just a massive piss. Joe pointed at 20th century Europe.
Pretty much. Tristan says his wife's more into the painting, and that is a lot of paint there. Yeah. And it's quite a lot of paint, to be honest. We really didn't need that much. Especially for these techniques, these little blobs I've got. if I kept my lid on my wet palette, they'd last me ages.
Yeah, they're more than enough, aren't they, for what you're doing?
Unlike using the Games Workshop technique, you don't really touch any paint at all. I think I'm starting to remember how I blended these now. I'm pretty sure that's red leather or something like that. I'm hoping the camera works alright for everybody. Andy's camera can get away with autofocus, and mine just doesn't want to.
I don't know why, because we've got identical
It never used to.
and identical computers.
Yeah. It's just the way it is. The universe has decided that's how it's going to be.
So there.
Yeah, I think there was some leather in this to add a bit more richness to it. There must have been another gold in here as well, I think. Have I got red leather over here?
I've got it.
So, actually, looking at that, it could have also been Arbuckle Brown, which is also
Might have
likely.
been Arbuckles because you've had that on your desk for a while.
Yeah. Arbuckle's a good colour. Out of all the paint ranges we use, Scale 75 is by far my favourite.
Yeah. I'm in agreement on that one. I do like the Scale 75. Maybe other there's nothing against any of the other ranges.
No.
The one thing I dislike with GW's paints is their colour spectrum doesn't mesh in the same way as others.
And I think that's because they based it around how they paint, rather like that Games Workshop paint style, so it's based for that. Whereas Scale 75 and some of the other ranges want to give you as many options as possible for your blending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Arbuckle Brown being blended in. What I might do is do something interesting with these eye holes on his helmet. Put some kind of demonic glow or something. There's definitely some gold missing from this. Just can't figure out which one. I'm going to have to get around to using the cork stands again as well. There's lots of techniques to learn for the painting part, and knowing when to use them is a whole other ball game. Absolutely 100% true, mate. The more techniques you learn, the better off you are, but the more likely you are to use the wrong one at the wrong time and not concentrating, which is something I found while learning this one. I would advise always sticking with the technique until you've got some form of mastery of it, and you can just pick up a paintbrush and go straight to it. I think I've figured out what the combination was now. That actually went on pretty smooth. The best technique to learn, I reckon, is just the glazing technique.
Yeah.
Get a model you really want to work on, take your water down till it's almost a wash consistency, and learn how it moves.
Yeah. Glazing is the probably the best technique to start learning early on. Dry brushing is very useful, but it's very easy to get lazy with that.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy.
When doing metallic work, it's a must. If you're doing any form of large metal panels or anything, you may as well just go straight for it.
Yeah, definitely agree. But just be careful not to make it something you rely on too heavily, because it's very easy get into a bad habit. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. You see that one from there?
Yeah. That's on the bottom one, yeah.
If we can actually get this to take off properly, I can see us having a middle monitor with just both the chat boxes in.
That'd make loads of sense. I've got a spare monitor at home.
I've still got to set this one up, but it's definitely something worth thinking about in the future. Oh, yeah, I've got a spare monitor. When we
left.
Yep.
Not got around to using it yet, so it's just there. God, I'm so getting bored of non-metallic metals.
Yeah, but when you find another project, right, that isn't non-metallic metal, and you'll enjoy it, you'll be glad you did spend all that time learning non-metallic metal.
Yes. I mean, the only reason I chose to do non-metallics on this guy is because I was already doing it, and it's extra practice, isn't it?
Aye.
It doesn't make it any less depressing.
I'm trying to remember that one guy that got me painting for like glazing. I think it was an old war boss from that war boss.
Yeah, it was a Blackbeard's war boss.
I can't remember who did the video though.
Oh,
it might have been Orc Paint
Bursley.
Limited. Was it Bursley?
It
No,
might
that
be
one
Bursley.
that one wasn't Bursley. I've seen all of his ones with the airbrush though for his knobs, which is excellent finish on those.
So I'd say I watched a few recently of Angel Geraldes, who's an absolute goat.
Yeah, they keep coming up on. He keeps coming up on recommendations for Instagram.
And it's watching them assisted my methods. It has changed the way I highlight things.
It's weird how watching a couple of videos can do that. Like I was saying about that orc video, first time I watched that, that's where I started learning that type of glazing. And you know what, I still think he holds up pretty well today, the orc war boss.
I know wherever he is. Yeah, he did a good job on him.
He's like 5 or 6 years old now, is he?
No, he's older than that.
Is he?
Well, before we met.
Jesus, where's all the time go?
Don't know, mate.
Someone is siphoning all the time.
Well, keep your hands off. I want some of it. I've got plenty of hours on my back from watching crap films.
I want all those hours back that I got from watching Lost.
Yeah, fair one.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, you're right. There's some really good, there's some incredible artists out there do tutorials. You've just got to find the artist what you can watch and enjoy. So everyone's got their own different style.
That's true.
And what one video method will work might not work for you. There just might be something about, I don't know, the voice or whatever, what just doesn't work.
Even as how much detail they go into, or how fast they flow.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that with a lot of technological videos, or when you're trying to learn to do something on your computer, a lot of them will just like blurt out, you click this, you click that, you click that. You got to get that pace right for yourself, so you know, so you can relax.
So one for me is Girl Painter. I love Girl Painter stuff.
You know what? I haven't watched her stuff in ages.
I just can't watch her.
Oh, because that voice is really weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's German accent, isn't it?
She's a really good painter, though.
Very good painter, some really nice stuff. I just can't watch her.
And a proper bubbly character as well.
But there's just something
about that voice.
About the voice, which just I just can't listen to. And it's a shame because I could learn a lot of her.
Yeah, she's got talent.
And one of the big problems I have with Angel Morales is his first language is Spanish, so a lot of his videos are in Spanish, which is unhelpful to me.
Yeah. So Tristan's been watching the Citadel Masterclasses and Midwinter Minis and Squidmire and Eons of Battle.
Yeah, Squidmire's good.
Of them.
Yeah, Squidmire does some good stuff. Vince Venturella, he's really good. He does a lot of good stuff.
Is Squidmire the one using the airbrush a lot?
He does do a lot of airbrush work, if I remember rightly, but he does a lot of sort of rescue figures sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
His blends extreme.
Rescues.
I'm trying to remember. They used to rescue tanks and then just blast over them with like an airbrush or some other work.
Who was that? By-painted, that Polish guy.
He's got talent.
Yeah, that dude knows his way around an airbrush.
Yeah, he could field strip that airbrush, put it back together blindfolded.
Mate, he did some really cool stuff. It's like Next Level. I like his style, but he's another guy I can't watch.
Yeah.
It's his the way he presents. I love his stuff. I love the work.
The results, together.
But what I tend to do if I'm watching him or Girl Painter is I mute them and put the subtitles on.
Yeah, that makes sense. See if I can actually get that to blend properly again.
Unfortunately, you can't put the subtitles on us.
No, because it doesn't understand our dialect.
Yeah. Watching one of my White Dwarf reviews with subtitles was an absolute riot.
Yeah, it's funny though.
Yeah, it was. It was blooming hilarious. I was like, I didn't say that. That's nothing close. Cheers, YouTube.
It really does get it wrong sometimes. I think I was telling you about a song I was listening to, and it completely changed the lyrics to "If you love me, burn a baby," and I'm just like, that is not what was said in that song at all.
But it's a lot funnier.
Yeah, it's a lot funnier.
I'm just sticking to paintbrush for now until I get more invested. Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. Call. Yeah, stick with paintbrush. Paintbrush will keep you going forever. You'll always wind up coming back to it anyway. The airbrush is more of an advanced technique, and it's quite an outlay in money. No need. There's no need to rush into that because anything you can do with an airbrush, you can do with a paintbrush and a rattle can.
Yeah, we've said that so many of our videos, and people are like, we haven't got an airbrush. It's like, you just use the same colours, mate, and use a paintbrush.
Yeah, it's just quicker.
And an airbrush comes with its own set of issues and problems.
Yeah. Ugh. I love field stripping our airbrushes regular. They're great fun.
I think we spend more time fixing the bloody thing than we do using it.
Yeah. When they work, they're a great tool, really good utility. But they're not an essential at all in any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I've seen videos of people getting very similar results with rattle cans.
Yeah.
Just with the correct control and distances, and using, you know, taping and stuff.
That makes sense. It's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Except a little less control.
Exactly. So. And that's something we always try and make very clear. We use an airbrush because it's
quicker,
convenient. We have the kit
and the know-how.
But if you don't have one, there's nothing you can't replicate with by hand.
The other problem with doing this with metallics is the metallic likes to separate in your wet palette.
Oh yeah, it's annoying, isn't it?
Very.
Needs some skin colour. Yeah, you do right, mate.
Yeah, sort of a colour match. Something I'm going to have to learn with this technique though, is exactly how to match all my colours back up. And that's by eye, rather than looking at all the bottles as well. That's a skill's going to be a pain. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that sounds delightful.
I just look at how many paints are on my desk, and then to be able to look at them and be like, I need to blend that with that, and then a little bit of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's going to be not fun.
No. I mean, at least when you're mixing it in the palette, you can see your results.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I could use a bit of my palette for mixing things up. Completely separated that. I am starting to like the getting one piece done at a time. It's moving from one bit of the model to another, and it being
done.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than
rather satisfying, actually.
What's that?
I see that being rather satisfying. It's like you don't have to come back to that section again.
Yeah, you just finished with it. I still have that nagging feeling in the back of my head though that I need to do an extra wash or layer or something all the time, because that's the way I used to paint.
Oh, we've got -1 viewer.
Hey, we got -1 viewer again. We just break all the rules around here.
This is where rules come to die.
Yeah, I think I'm slowly getting the knack of this. Just gonna keep working on making the finished result smoother and smoother.
How often do we stream? We stream between 12 and about 4 or 5 o'clock. Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. We do it both on YouTube and Twitch. It's just a case of on YouTube you get Dodger's camera,
and on Twitch you get Andy's camera. So technically you could just run both or whatever you're watching and then just mute one of them.
Yeah, because we have a linked, we've got linked audio. Which is a fancy way of saying we're using the same speaker.
Two.
Oh. Ta-da, he stays on his base.
Right. Yeah, he's looking spot on, mate. Are you going to add a little bit of green into into that rock formation like you used to with the moss effect.
Yeah.
Not full moss, but some blue and some greens in there to separate all those reds and golds.
Well, it needs to link in with the rest of the army. They've got that bit of grass and what have you, haven't they? So it's something what will be done when things are dry.
That's most of the metallic done. Doing this with a metallic should technically be a lot quicker than any other way of doing it. Oh, I've got a Rob Zombie song stuck in my head now. Don't know what colour to do with these horns just yet. The last time all I used was Gotho Brown. I must remember tonight to soap my brushes again as well. I forget so often.
Yeah, good habit to keep into that.
Should add some tags to the Twitch stream like Warhammer miniatures so it pops up in those categories. I don't think I've got around to doing that yet.
That would explain why we're not getting any viewers.
Yeah.
Saying that, we have two. Hello! Whoever's in there with me.
Whoever's in there with him, get out. You don't want to be in there with Andy. This is the place where thoughts come to die.
Reality is overrated.
It really is.
So, there we go. That's.
Who coined the phrase reality is an illusion, albeit a persistent one?
It's a stupid one.
Just a bit. Let's try and get some of these.
What's hard to find if I don't
search the name.
Yeah.
Right, that's something else I need to fix up then.
That's the other one I've been working on. I'm currently just messing around trying to paint a worldy juggernaut. But he's making me lose the will to live at the minute. I don't need. What am I doing? I've got red.
Have you got red on you?
I has the red. I really need to invest in a set pair of the magnification specs.
Oh, I swear we had some at one point.
No, we just used the other lamp. Had it.
Oh, no, I swear we had some. Like right at the beginning of the studio though, so they'll be a bit long gone by now.
Oh yeah, one night mould would have eaten it now.
Oh, I just remembered, like, you know Hoggle from Labyrinth?
Hoggle, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching this random YouTube video, but apparently like the model's all rotten because it ended up somewhere in storage and completely forgotten about.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's a proper shame that, isn't it?
Yeah. What a dude he is. Although I always liked Sididimus.
Oh, Sididimus is a dude. None may cross without my permission. It's like, oh wait. He's proper fighting his arse off. I was like, well, can we have your permission? And he's like, oh.
Okay.
Yes. I guess.
I made the solemn bow.
You might have done. Ludo was a character. We should get those models at some point because you can get the labyrinth models.
Well, if you fancy painting something a little different, I've got the ones from the Sword and Sorcery game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, a troll on that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I'm just looking at something to, I don't know, because I could do. Give people something different to look at instead of this thing. Not 100% what they look like though. Something just to break away from the Games Workshop.
It's exactly what I've been saying. It needs to be done from time to time, doesn't it?
Yeah, they all have a similar feel.
Yeah.
This is not going on very well.
I have found an armoured bear.
Oh, you were telling me about your armoured bear.
Looks ace, man. Big ass bear with axes, I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah, I can't see a fault with that model at all.
It's going to be the warlord for my Saga Vikings.
Cool.
I just need to order it off Etsy when I've got some money in bank.
Is it like a 3D printing company?
It is 3D printed, yeah, but I don't think we sell it off away from it. If I could get it off, get the SCL file, it'd be a lot easier because then I could just get one of my mates to print it off for me. But I might just order that at the same time as ordering some more Bretonian things. I'm ballsing this up. Please stop.
I'm not letting that dry like enough before I put more on. That's my problem. Your hand from here on that live stream looks like you've been trying to do flame effects.
Believe it or not, I'm barely using red.
That's not what your hand says.
No. I mean, I did a bit of red on in, but that's all.
I can't wait till we figure out the music problem as well. That would be nice.
Oh, I can't wait to sort that.
Just so there's background noise and we can chill out a bit better. Yeah, the mauve white. his horns are starting to get somewhere. Tristan says, baby's about to wake up from a nap. I'll try and catch you guys on the next stream.
Take it easy, buddy.
Yeah,
Have a good night.
take it easy, mate. They all drop the model all over the desk.
It's the fundamentals, mate. It's the basics.
Absolute basics. What video was that? I can't remember now.
That was lobster effects.
Was it?
Yeah. And he threw it across the room.
Mm.
And you're like, yeah, essential part of a process.
Just covering my mistakes very quickly. Huge part of the process. Throw your model on the desk a couple of times.
You never know what it's going to do if you don't.
Gotta let that model know who's boss.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I completely messed that up. Conrad Abdullah can't stay long, but just wanted to let you guys know you do great work. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated, my friend. You're very welcome to stay as long as you can, or as wish, and we stream 3 times a week.
Aye, we're the midday streamers.
Yeah.
It will be nice when we get our own little community going on, though.
Yeah, it was like
Boom, and everyone just switches the computers on at like midday.
Yeah. Well, we can't be the only people who work at these times.
Aye.
You know.
Sit around the desk, just painting.
So there's a lot of people who work nights and evenings. I think we'll fit in nice to them.
Aye. I don't think I could give up my weekends for the stream, though. I don't know about that.
Hell no.
My weekends are for
you.
Yeah, excessive drinking usually.
My weekends are generally for carting Dylan around to football.
The duties of parenthood.
Yeah. me slavery was legal again. I think Sarah might disagree with me. You know, it made my life easier.
Now, I'm not sure whether you're talking about enslaving Dylan or having slaves do all your bidding for you instead.
Either works. They are not mutually exclusive offers. I say such nice things about my son, don't I?
Aye. Say nicer things about him than you do most other people.
True.
Now, that's got to count for something, right? Maybe just put a little bit.
Alright.
I'm not sure if I should have put that colour in there. We'll see. Arbuckle, that was the colour I was trying to think of. That's the name. It took such a long time off on painting that I forgot the names of lots of paints that we used to know off by heart.
Yeah.
Then mix in a little bit of Gawthorpe brown. Done it again, not been patient, and then got it relatively smooth and just pulled off all the work I did in one brush stroke. Great. Those colours kind of work together.
They're noisy, aren't they? How dare they disturb us?
I can't say me and Jen are noisy as fuck at times.
Alright, I'm gonna collapse this string down.
No worries. start setting it at some point so you can record that stream. Because that computer has got a terabyte of memory that should be fucking empty.
Yeah.
Which means if I save the streams on it and the audio or whatever, straight up put it on a memory card and send it to YouTube.
Yeah.
That's an upload every day. It doesn't take much to get our algorithm going again. I experimented during the Yule holiday season. What was it, a video every other day or something? And as long as that got views, we started climbing numbers again. So if all I had to do was transfer that to here, upload to our YouTube channel, boom. It's potentially we could break it down into parts as well, or just highlights, doesn't really matter. And unlike the old studio, I don't need to bring the bloody computer back with me. I can actually leave the fucking thing running. Is that trying to update again?
Yeah, I'm letting it update because it's been wanting to for ages. Massive.
Oh, the turret for the
Real
Warhawk.
cannon.
Yeah. I kind of like the look of it. It's a shame I'm doing a basic thing because I'd love to do some like orange and bright colours in that.
OSL and...
Yeah. It just lends itself to it so well.
It does. Fucking hell, Sky, you're showing your age there, sunshine. It holds up reasonably well.
Different style though.
I love its airbrush work.
Yeah. Still waiting for the day where you put the pin wash on Angron.
Maybe next week.
It's gonna make a massive difference.
Or like sunken detail.
Yep, pump. Just pop straight out.
I need to go to B&M's. Do we need out?
Do we need anything? No, but we keep forgetting to pick up the shot glasses from wherever the hell they are. Place and intake, post office and intake.
Right. We will do it first thing Wednesday.
Right, fair enough, because tomorrow I've got a busy day.
And
you're not in tomorrow?
I'm working tomorrow.
No worries. I got one hell of a busy day tomorrow.
Yeah?
You got that appointment and loads of other random stuff. Got to get the food shopping in and all that lot. Look for this new sofa with our Jen. Yeah, that why is that all with my brain now? The Juggernaut, the shoulder pads being done in blue really was a good choice for that. Well, if Andy's going to get off, I'm going to shut down this stream a bit early, and we'll catch you all Tuesday probably.